Hello, this is Sarita, and I'm here to help you understand the truth about who you are. So today I'm going to show you or explain to you a methodology for working with the morphogenic fields of your home, or indeed any place that you want to work with, to heal it. And I'm really excited about this technique. And if I look like I've just woken up, it's because I have, because I was doing this at 5 o'clock this morning. And I wanted to share the experience with you because I was really excited about it. And because it's such a, in a way, profoundly simple technique and easy to do. And again, it's working with the point within the heart that is the same, if you like, portal or center as the hearts of everyone and everything. And you may have heard me speak about this before, but basically there is a point in the middle of your, well, I would say your heart or your heart center. Mine is in my heart center, not my heart, actually. And what I found about this point, this portal, is it's the same portal for everyone. So it's not that you access someone else's heart portal through this point. The point of their heart portal is the point of yours. So there's this kind of one heart aspect about everyone and everything upon this planet, and potentially the universe, I would say, but certainly in terms of working with morphogenic fields upon this planet. And there's two facets to this methodology, and I'm going to share both with you here now. And you really need to have mastered the first facet before you can move on to working with morphogenic fields of your home or a place. So I'm going to explain it to you very easily, and then you can go away and practice it. So part of this healing process is you need to be able to work out where that center point is within your body, which is in the middle of your heart or your heart center. So in other words, really it's the point of where you are, this feeling of who you are, and where you reside. And that sounds simple, but many people are in fact disassociated from their own bodies, or stuck in their minds, or actually you could say in other dimensions or timelines, mostly due to trauma, or due to things like taking too many drugs, or drinking, or just being over toxic, or numbing themselves in some way. So really the first part of being able to work with the morphogenic field of a place is to be able to know and find and sit within that place within yourself. And I've been teaching for years now, drop into the heart center, drop into the heart center. And what I've realized is that every time I feel as if my heart center is opening in some way, and I'm sure some of you have experienced this, it's when you really start to empathically feel not just yourself, but other people in a fully embodied way. What I'm actually doing is I'm just tapping into that place within my heart. And I was actually listening to a documentary by Harold Kutz last night, and he just explains this very well and very simply by saying, this is the place where you reside. So you need to be able to find the place where you reside within your body before you can do any other kind of healing work with any kind of healing efficacy, basically. So you may be stuck in your mind and your head, and you may be disassociated, and the feeling of you is stuck outside beyond yourself in some way. But if you can find and bring yourself back to this feeling of you within the center point of your heart, it's going to change your life and make all of the difference. Not least because when you are embodied and in this place within your heart center, your whole nervous system calms down and you start to get a really fundamental and true sense of who you are as an earthling and a multidimensional being. And from that point, you can begin to offer healing to others and out into the world and more profoundly to yourself. So really the first stage of this is to find where you are. So to do this, what I would suggest is to place a hand either over your heart or over your heart center. Use your instinct to find what feels most comfortable for you. And then to simply close your eyes and ask the question, where do I reside? Where is the essence of me most felt? Now, obviously, I've done a lot of inner work and healing work, and I imagine if you're on this channel, so have you. So I think most of you are going to find quite quickly that you can locate yourself somewhere behind your hand. And what you're trying to do is you're trying to go into the middle of that and feel yourself as there. You're really just kind of pausing and feeling, where am I located, and holding that question within you and waiting for the answer to make itself known to you from that place inside of yourself. Now, if you really struggle with this, or you immediately, your thoughts start going like this, or you can't feel yourself, or you notice that you can't get there, or you feel disassociated or super anxious or difficult emotions come up, there's a chance that you're not in this spot in your body and that your body's, that essence of you is somewhere else or it's in your head. And then if that is the case, what you're looking to do is you're looking to hold your focus as much as you can. And this may take practice over a few days or a few weeks or even a few months, to hold your focus in the middle of this space and call yourself back to yourself. So literally call yourself, come back to me. Here I am waiting for you. And so as you keep practicing this and feeling into that spot within the middle of your heart center, or the middle of your heart behind your hand, you're going to get this, I guess what you could call it is a surge of energy or feeling there. And the feeling is not necessarily going to be a positive feeling. It may be a feeling of something like sadness or a heavy weight or any kind of negative emotion, but the feeling will be absolutely condensed in this spot. And it's not that those emotions are, if you like, bad or good, but it's showing that you are actually centered there and you are empathic from this space within you. So that's the very first part of being able to work with morphogenic fields in another space. You need to be coming from the space and place of the essence that is yourself. So I would really suggest that once you've listened to this video, you pause and you spend some time just double checking that you're in this space and place before you move on to doing a healing of another place or space. And the healing that I'm going to share with you, you can also do for yourself as a place or space once you're centered in this dot of attention behind and within your heart, behind your hand and within your heart center, or your heart itself. So let's just assume now that you've mastered that part, and I'm going to show you how to find and heal the space of your home, and then you can apply that to other spaces if you want. You're dropping into this space behind your hand, and you don't need to have your hand there, but I find it really helps to focus. And then what you're going to do is you're going to call up the space, your home, that you're going to heal and change the energetic field of, the information field that encompasses your home, the morphogenic field. It's morphogenic because it can be changed. So you're in this space, and I'm going to ask you to feel into that space. Now, you don't need to be in your home to do this, but it's probably slightly easier to begin with. You could travel to that space in your mind's eye. So you start from the place of where you are, take your consciousness into that space. And what I do is I roam my awareness around the space, looking for the heart point of that space. So again, I'm looking for the place within the heart of that space where it resides, if you like, where the heart of the space resides. So I would imagine in a home, for most people, the heart or the hearth of the space will be where the hub of most of the activity is. It could be your kitchen or your living room. Maybe you sit around a fire if you're lucky enough to have one, something like that. But it could be anywhere within the home. And so what you're trying to do is you're trying to tap into the field, the information field of the home, and then roam your awareness around it and find this point where the heart center lies. So now, having found it, and this may take you a little while if you've never done this before, having now found it, your focus is on 2 points, one within your heart, one within the heart of the space. And obviously, as I've just said to you, they're the same thing, same heart point. So you're now holding, if you like, two that appear separate but aren't. And then what I've been doing is I've just been feeling my way, if you like, from my heart point through that heart point into the field, the morphogenic field of the place, and feeling what is there without any judgment, without, if you like, even any attempt to heal it. I'm just feeling. And what happens is your presence in becoming aware of that is the thing that heals it. So it's, again, very effortless. And if you've been doing my biofield healing to healing transmissions, I did explain in the first one, it's an effortless process for me. It does require focus, but aside from that, the heart centers and the presence is doing the healing. So what you're doing is you're feeling into the space. And what immediately happens, I've found, is all of, if you like, generally the negativity comes up because it's the stuff that we try not to focus on, and it actually really appreciates being seen. So you may immediately start feeling, well, you may start with feeling nothing, but as you focus more and more, what happens is you start to feel maybe a little bit of chaos, then maybe a bit of sadness or anger or frustration, all those kind of things that we would consider negative, milling around this space. And what you're doing is you're just sitting with it, observing, feeling, sitting, observing, feeling. And as you're doing that, you'll literally feel the space morphing around your attention and showing you different things. It's really fascinating what comes in. And bit by bit, as you're sitting there, and it really doesn't take very long, all of the, if you like, negativity begins to kind of just dissipate. And it gets clearer and clearer and clearer and clearer. And it's almost like the whole space just empties out. And at some point, it's not necessarily that you'll feel a flush of joy or delight or fun or laughter, although that may be part of the morphing experience. What I've realized is that you kind of know that you're at the end because it suddenly feels empty in the sense of peace. That's the feeling. That's the feeling, you know, that the healing is done. And then the healing is done. That's it. You don't need to do anything else. You don't even need to kind of retract yourself from that point because it's the same point that's in your heart. So that's what I was doing. I was doing that very early this morning at 5 a.m. I actually was doing it for the two spaces that my sons live in. They're my kind of energetic guinea pigs. And it was really, really fascinating, particularly because they've both moved into new spaces. So what I could feel was all of these energies of other people and events that had happened there before that obviously had not much to do with them, except in the sense that they had been obviously attracted into these spaces. So there must have been a resonant match or frequency. And I really felt it clear. And at some point, I felt their bodies clear as well within the space. So I would encourage you to go and do this exercise. It was absolutely fascinating. And again, it's another indication about how presence is healing. We have these extraordinary capacities as human beings to use the center point of ourselves, how important it is to be embodied in order to heal not just ourselves, but other spaces and places and people. And let me know what happens to you. I really enjoyed this process, and it really didn't take very long. It's 5 or 10 minutes, really. But you need to be able to hold your focus. But again, that's a practice. This is all practice. We're all just learning who we are as earthling and multidimensional beings. So thank you very much for listening. If you found this video helpful, please do share it. And I'm reminding you once again that I am actually doing live meditations on Patreon. I'm attempting to move more of my audience over to Patreon because there's a lot of funny shenanigans going on YouTube. They have actually been censoring me and deleting subscribers. And actually, if you get to this video, please check that you're subscribed, because a lot of people who have subscribed to me then consequently told me that they suddenly became unsubscribed and thought I'd stop posting videos. So there's a lot of funny stuff going on. But if you would like to join in my weekly live meditation classes on Patreon, all of the information is in the description box below. I'd love to see you there. And thank you very much for listening.